This is a story of a small town by the riverside, of traders, farmers, and fishermen. Wooden boats crafted beautifully by aged hands with wisdom, used for journey to neighboring towns, for exchange of goods and carrying out fishing activities on daily basis. Boat mishaps have become too common due to a growing number of tree trunks in the water. Once a water snag is hit by a boat, all lives are lost. Only the few who can swim to shore and those with life jackets survive. At first, I struggled to understand why a people would choose to put themselves through this despite knowing the outcome. But I later began to realize that a way of life is a way of living, and having lived most of their lives this way, they do not know any other. Some decades ago, the federal government constructed hydroelectric dams in Niger and Kwara states due to the presence of River Niger and Benue for power generation and supply in the country. This was not without environmental devastation and societal challenges for the people in these communities, better described as the struggle to earn a means of livelihood from the waters. This also meant they had to move away from their ancestral homes to pave way for the operations of these dams. New homes were built for the people to live in, but it was not what they were used to. They were promised more development and aspired for it, but instead they went through untold hardship due to lack of basic necessities of life and perennial floods. These communities were therefore exposed to challenges, with many forced to rely on the water resources for survival. Water transportation in these communities is believed to be one of the safest, but with dire consequences in some instances. Over the years, hundreds of lives were lost to boat mishaps. It became their worst nightmare. In 2021, a catastrophic accident occurred on River Niger and Shirero on River Kaduna, where over 200 passengers sadly lost their lives.
It happened a day before yesterday, and we had the notice that a boat has sunk into the River Niger, and a lot of people have died. Although we try as much as possible to resuscitate some people that we got to the general hospital, and we discharged them, all of them yesterday. Some of them we couldn't catch them because they are very stable, so they went home. But those people that died, we try as much as possible to confirm their death. So yesterday, day before yesterday, we confirmed the death of 5 persons at the general hospital Wara. And yesterday we confirmed about 40 at the cemetery, and this morning we confirmed about 15 at the riverside. That is what we got, all in all. The people that has died are about 63 estimate from our side, while people that survived that we saw with our eyes are about 5 in the hospital. They came, they are very stable, and we discharged them.
This was caused mainly because of the presence of heavy waterlogs on the lakes that reserve water for the hydroelectric dams. This event did not go unnoticed by the Hydroelectric Power Producing Areas Development Commission, HYPADEC, that paid a condolence visit in Wara, Kebbi State, and noted the presence of the logs in the rivers.
The objective of setting up the commission is to address the ecological and environmental challenges faced by the various communities of the HYPADEC zone. So with the recent accident in Wara, along the governing council delegated its representatives to go and condole the community in Wara and there and then pledged to the community that the issue of tree logs that has been persistently causing river accident on this zone for the past 48 years will, by the grace of God, be addressed this year.
To mitigate these risks, Hyperdeck, in conjunction with National Inland Waterways Authority and other relevant stakeholders, embarked on cutting of tree logs on Lake Kainji and Shiroro in Niger and Kebbi states, thereby making movement of people and goods safe and secure. After a successful technical assessment of the water snags, the clearance exercise was tagged off in June 2021.
When we stand up in the chambers of the National Assembly to say that this is what our people are suffering, it's difficult for people to appreciate. But I'm happy that many people are here today, and right in front of us, we can see the entire gamut of logs standing as it is. Now, if this place is covered when the black flood arrives, definitely you will not be seeing any of those trees. And so when you are navigating, you need an experienced hand to maneuver from up there, coming in, to go in to the lake, all on this lake. To me, this is very emotional because I can say it very clearly. Your Highness, with your leave, that I also witnessed the painful situation my own father had to face when this kind of accidents happened here in Malali, because he was here for over 20 years as district head of Malali. And so we know the pain. We're part of it. We felt it. And I want to thank everybody who is here most sincerely for identifying with us as we bring succor to these our very innocent, patriotic citizens who only desire to go about their normal duty to fend for themselves and their family. This is a very beautiful land, and by this singular act of cutting down the trees, I think we are about to make this place even more beautiful. And I'm sure with time, with the intervention by Hyperdeck in other areas that will soon be coming, I'm convinced beyond reasonable doubt that there is a prediction by a former governor of the then old Bendel state, Akpabi Asika, or is it Midwestern, who visited here and said he sees potential for tourism development in this area. But you can't develop tourism in the midst of all of this danger. And so this is the significance of this kind of intervention. I will not want to bore you too much because we have spent so much time. All that needs to be said have been said. But permit me to thank the President, Commander-in-Chief of the Federal Republic of Nigeria for his unwavering commitment to the realization of the takeoff of Hyperdeck. The Senate President, distinguished Senator Ahmed Ibrahim Lawan, PhD CON, Sardauna Mbadi, and Right Honorable Femi Bajabiamila, the Speaker, House of Rep, for their support. And we believe we will continue to give this support to Hyperdeck because they have much more work waiting for them.
We thank the administration of President Muhammadu Buhari for inauguration of the Hyperdeck board. We thank members of the National Assembly who enacted this law in 2010. But more recently, we thank members of the National Assembly who have made it possible for inauguration and smooth takeoff of Hyperdeck. Today we're here to commence the flag off of the tree cutting exercise. We believe that this exercise will bring succor. It will ease the indigenous of this area, the inhabitants of these communities, this tree cutting will reduce their suffering. It will alleviate the hardships they have experienced over time.
Immediately after the flag-off, the exercise commenced in earnest, with multiplier effect on the local economy as youth and women were also engaged in one activity or the other on the project value chain. This is the first project embarked on by the Commission to save lives and make the waterways safe for the people to navigate freely.
Within a short period of time, Hyperdeck have achieved a lot. I can remember as Director of Operation, I am the one that pioneered the supervision of the first Hyperdeck project, which is the 3 locks on Kanji Lake, Shiroro Lake, and Jeba Lake. When Kanji Dam was constructed, the dam formation, that is the reservoir formation, extend its boundary beyond the lake into the forest. And there are a lot of 3 locks standing in the reservoir of Kanji Lake and Jeba Lake with that of Shiroro Lake. In the process, these 3 locks were causing a lot of boat mishap. And communities around that lake were losing a lot of lives. As government has, a boat mishap has happened in Kebbi State, that is around Wara, precisely around Wara and Malali, in major states. We lost over 90-something people. We lost life over 90-something people. And that was at the verge of commissioning the commission. Immediately we swung into action. The National Assembly members were part of those people that came and flagged off the cutting of those 3 locks in Lake Kanji, which extend up to Lake Jeba and also Lake Shiroro. We comprehensively cut those locks. And I will tell you today, the issue of boat mishap on those lakes has reduced drastically.
Hyperdeck, in conjunction with National Inland Waterways Authority in Niger, Kwara, and Kebbi State, put heads together to work as a team to see solution to this age problem. In order to see end to boat mishap that normally comes up on this channel that claim a lot of lives, and to see that the navigational routes are well serve the people the right thing to do within the channel, that is in terms of movement within the river. And that is why I just want to give us briefly the route we expected to be taken charge of. That is from Malali. We will be looking all the way to Lokomina. And from Lokomina in Niger State down to that of Gungu Busa. And from there it will move to Kokoli. And within Kokoli, we move down, linking to Wara, to make sure that all these snacks are all cleared off the channel. At the same time, from that, Niger move all the way Zamari to Wara and Yauri, which is a Kebbi State, to make sure that lives are safe and the welfare of the people in terms of business on the waterways are taken charge and care of. Finally, without making much time, I want to let you know that this work is divided into lots. 5 lots for Niger and 5 lots for Kebbi State. And all we need to see is to encourage you more after this work to see, in order to make sure that you patronize inland waterways, encourage bringing boats, making the channel, working. At the end of the day, we see that everything within it, in terms of water, is viable. In terms of business, is viable. In terms of navigation of this channel, is viable. And in terms of safety, is viable.
It was a huge relief for the local community as the exercise reduced drastically cases of boat mishap in the affected communities.
The people of Yauri Emirate, Kebbi State, especially the riverine communities, are extremely happy and grateful to the federal government for the establishment of HYPADEC, of which through its commitment we have gathered here today to witness the flag of the ceremony for the important project for the cutting down of 3 drugs on Kanji and rural lakes reside in 2 states of Kebbi and Niger State. These trees are the major obstacles that make our river unsafe for navigation.
The Commission deserves our heartfelt commendation. It is often said a stitch on time saves many. It is pertinent to note that despite the immense danger the water snag poses on water transportation, claiming lives and property, especially the riverine communities in the affected areas. Little or no effort was made by the successive or previous government in the country to provide solution of the menace.
Among factors responsible for boat accidents and loss of lives on water transportation include poor conditions of boats, boat overloading, and negligence of safety instructions by the boat operators, like the use of life jackets.
Today, we are all happy here that HYPADEC is beginning to make some impact to the life of the riverine community by ensuring safety to maritime transportation. I also want to congratulate the newly inaugurated board and the commission entirely because of this their test outing. And by choosing this very important project, very best project.
I would also want to appreciate the Governing Council of HYPADEC for this very important occasion. They have shown clearly within a few months that they were inaugurated, that they are up to the task. I'm really happy about it. I wish them well. I remember very well, for those of us in the Senate, my motion, the first motion I introduced in the Senate was the motion on HYPADEC. And my leader was quick to support me, that's the Deputy Chief Whip of the Senate. Himself, he got up immediately after I presented the motion, and he supported very strongly. Thereafter, Senator Alero also got up and strongly supported the motion. I'm happy that today is a reality. And I strongly believe that this Governing Council will do far more to save lives, to reduce the ecological and environmental problem that we are having. Without wasting too much of your time, let me say I'm happy and I wish the Governing Council well, and I pray for our state, I pray for our country. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen.
Today, we are writing our names in gold for what has not been achieved for over 50 years. We must commend members of our National Assembly and our real fathers who stood first to see that this project, HYPADEC in particular, come to existence. I also want to congratulate Hyperdeck. Within this short period of its existence, was able to pull up this project, and we are all here to witness it. Make sure that we have a very good monitoring and evaluation mechanism that will follow up on this project and give adequate reports so that the benefit, the intention it was meant to achieve will be achieved.
This is just a flag off. Remember, Shiroro Lake is also there. The people in that area also are waiting for this same intervention. I have no doubt in my mind that the quality of work that will be done here will benefit our people. Finally, distinguished Senator Gabriel Suswan, former governor of Benue State, who is the chairman Senate Committee on Power, who would have wished to be here, but said, distinguished, this is your area, please let me go and attend to other things, standing for me. We want to also most sincerely place it on record that he has been very supportive and we remain grateful as a people. With these few remarks, it is my singular honor and pleasure to officially flag off the cutting of logs on Kainji and Shiroro lakes in Kebbi and Niger State. In this particular place, Malale waterfront, today Friday, July 2021, to the glory of Almighty Allah and for the benefit of humanity.
Still, in its efforts to curtail boat accidents, the Commission distributed 10,000 life jackets in the communities of the 6 states, each given according to the intensity of maritime transportation in the community. It is on record that no fewer than 350 people have lost their lives in different boat accidents across the country in that year, as a result of not using life jackets. What is a life jacket? A life jacket is a personal floating device that keeps the person wearing it afloat to prevent drowning in the event of an accident before rescue arrives. The life jackets provided have a 6-hour floating capacity and were given to boat operators within coverage areas to make it compulsory for anyone underwater to wear for safety, insisting that it is still the best option within the maritime space.